You know that feeling where the first half of your workday just vanishes? It gets completely swallowed up by this sea of little repetitive tasks. Well, in today's explainer, we're going to talk about a technology that could give you all those hours back. This is the browser agent revolution. 4 hours. Yeah, that's a real number. That's how much time many of us might be spending on what you could call the digital morning grind every single day. It's that huge chunk of time you lose to manual tasks before you can even get to the work that really moves the needle. But imagine flipping that script completely. What if you could just reclaim those 4 hours? What if all that essential but super tedious work was just done, all waiting for you in a nice, neat report the moment you sit down with your morning coffee? That's the promise we're going to dig into today. So let's talk about this morning grind for a second. I bet this sounds painfully familiar to a lot of you because it's a massive, silent productivity killer. It's this whole cycle, right? You log in, first up, open the CRM, check for new leads. Then you tab over to YouTube or social media to find and copy paste all the latest comments. After that, you're trying to pull data from like 3 different dashboards just to build one daily report. And to top it off, you're wading through customer support tickets to figure out what happened overnight. It's like an information scavenger hunt, and you have to do it every morning. And look, don't get me wrong, this is all super valuable work. You have to know this stuff to do your job. The problem isn't the work itself, it's the process. It's just so manual, so repetitive, and it is a huge drain on your time and your creative energy. But what if there was a better way? Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now let's get to the solution. And it all comes down to this really cool concept, putting an intelligent agent right inside your web browser. So, what in the world is a browser agent? Well, think of it as an AI tool that actually lives inside your browser. A great example is the computer use feature you see in the Claude Chrome extension. Now, this isn't just some dumb script. It's a real AI powered by a large language model. It can literally see and understand a web page just like you do, and it can carry out these complex multi-step jobs across different websites, just like a person would. Honestly, the best way to think about it is to imagine a personal assistant is sitting right next to you at your desk. They can see what's on your screen, they understand what you're working on, and you can just tell them what to do and they just do it. Okay, so that's the theory, which is cool, but let's see how this actually works. We are going to take that entire chaotic morning grind and put it completely on autopilot. So instead of that mess, you get this clean, automated workflow. First, the agent logs in for you. Then it goes and scrapes all the data or comments you need. Now, step 3 is where the magic really happens. It uses its AI brain to summarize all that info using the context of your specific project. And finally, it pops all the final results into a Google Sheet for you. Boom, done. And here's the kicker. You don't even have to be there. You can schedule this whole thing to run every morning at 5 a.m. while you're still asleep. So by the time you actually log on, all that work is already finished and waiting for you. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Okay, this sounds a lot like other automation tools I've heard of. What makes this so special? And that is the perfect question, because the answer is what makes this a genuine revolution, not just an evolution. So, yeah, how is this different from tools like Zapier or Make? I mean, those are powerful in their own right, but they have a fundamental weakness, a kind of Achilles heel that browser agents just completely sidestep. Here's the secret sauce. The browser agent works from inside your actual browser. It's using your sessions, your cookies, your active logins. It doesn't need a special password or developer API to get in. It sees the web exactly the way you do, and it can click around on any site you're already logged into. If you look at the comparison, it's pretty stark. Traditional automation, it relies on APIs, it follows these really rigid, specific rules. The second a website designer changes the location of a button, the whole automation breaks. It's brittle. A browser agent, on the other hand, reads the page like a human. It understands context, so it can adapt when things change. And that leads to this really powerful metaphor for the technology. It's not brittle, it's water-like. Think about it, it just flows around obstacles. If a website gets a redesign overnight, a traditional script just crashes. The browser agent, it just adapts. It finds the new path and it gets the job done. So what does this all boil down to for you? It means you can finally stop being a data mule. This whole thing is about reclaiming your most valuable hours. It's about shifting your role from being the doer to being the director of AI agents, so you can focus on what we humans are best at, thinking strategically. So if you take away just a few things, let it be these. 1, you can save hours of boring manual work every single day. 2, you can automate really complex tasks without needing to be a coder or waiting around for an API. And most importantly, number 3, you can finally point your energy and your brainpower at high-level strategy, not just data entry. The technology is officially here, and it's ready to be your personal digital assistant. So that really just leaves one question. Thinking about your own workday, what's the very first repetitive task you're going to teach it to do for you?